and welcome. Glad to have you with us. This is where I fuel my big high rail truck at. It takes on-road diesel fuel, and you got to punch in a certain code, then you got to punch in another code, then you got to punch in another code to get power to the pump. But anyway, and it is on 24/7 camera. There's a camera up on the building up there watching this also. So there you go. So anyway, today we are going to, well, let me show you this. This is a 70-gallon tank. You cannot put off-road diesel fuel in here. You can't do it. The DOT goes wrong, and they have sniffers, and they'll put a sniffer down in there, and if it detects the red dye in that fuel for the off-road fuel, and you're looking at a $10,000 fine. So we don't put off-road diesel fuel in here. This is a special tank. This is all this is used for, is this big high rail truck. They do a Hulcher. When Hulcher comes in with their trucks, sometimes they get fuel from here. They made a deal with Hulcher in the past to supply them with fuel, but today we are going to do something we have never done before. This tank belongs to a contractor. I'm taking him out on rail, and we're going to spray the center of the tracks and each of the shoulders with a herbicide. We've never ever done that in the past. We have sprayed underneath the bridges, all the bridges, numerous times in the past, but we've never done our track surface before. So a lot of railroads do spray herbicides along their tracks. Like I said, this is the first for us. Okay? Glycosate, I think that's how you pronounce it. Glycospphate. This is a 600-gallon tank, and they mix, I think it was 2.5 gallons. They also put a bean oil in the mix. The bean oil is a surfactant. The guy has a commercial applicator's license that's coming to do this, and he tells me the bean oil helps that stick to the leaves. Okay, and once they spray it, it's a 2-hour thing. If it rains, after 2 hours will be all right. After 6 hours, there's no problems at all. How about this? Oh, this is pretty cool, isn't it? There's no operator in that. The guy's got the remote down there where they dump the train. He's backing this up for some reason or other, which I don't know what reason. All I know is the mechanics told me they had a problem with a locomotive. I don't know which locomotive it is, but they're on it. I had to get over here and get this fueled and wait for the spray guy to come in. Whether they're going to switch this one out with 22, I don't know. But anyway, here you go. So this is pretty cool. And the guy will ride on my truck and spray as we go along. He's got a special nozzle that attaches to that where he sprays. It's kind of like a gas pump trigger for fuel, kind of, sort of, maybe. How about that? All right. So, it's definitely something that we need done. One of the big things about weeds, if I go out with my tamper, I've got that lining light out front, and if you got weeds growing along here, those weeds get into that light, and it's that light sending a signal back to a receiver on the back of the tamper. It goes through a mask, the light signal goes back, and if there's weeds in there, that messes with that signal. So when you're making a plot with your tamper and you got all those weeds in there, that really messes with your plot. Your plot goes all over the place because those weeds interrupt. We have in the past taken a regulator out before I plotted and tried to get as many weeds as we can out, but the small trees, it's really got a lot of small sycamore trees, my goodness, that grow in through here in this ballast, and get rid of those, kill that stuff. Yeah, okay, make our track look a lot nicer too. You know, and weeds growing in the center of the track over time, that helps create mud, dirt, and we would, you know, we have enough of problems with that as is. So really good thing going on here, huh? How about that? All right, we have a track geometry truck coming in today too. We've about 2 years ago we got our first geometry truck ever in here, and since that time we've been getting the geometry truck back 2 times a year, which is cool, really cool, awesome. You know, as far as track surface perturbations go and things like that, you know, I got a pretty good eye for that. But the one nice thing that the track geometry truck does is it checks gauge, the distance between your rail, the rail has. So that is a big thing, because if they didn't do that, what we used to do, we have a little thing we set on the rail and push and walk. And 70 years old, I'm not really into walking 16 miles with that thing. So that geometry truck really helps with gauge spots. Does a fantastic job. Okay, hope you enjoyed today's show. How about that? Soybean oil.
Yeah.
And alcohol, whatever.
That's just,
You're trying to get the trees drunk, right, Mike?
well, that's making,
With the alcohol?
that's like a penetrant, surfactant, it makes the stuff work, soak in better.
Yeah.
And you know what the
That's a
difference
nice-
is? Oh, you're just not getting it? No.
Okay.
Done. I'll put it in
Look
there.
at that. What kind of directions there?
The
BASAL treatment. Okay. Glyphosate.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Cut stump. Well, the cut stump and basal is about the same thing. Cut stump is page 27.
Okay. Well, okay, this is where he was spraying there. This was pretty heavy, rode up, killed most of the weeds, got a good bit of them. on this is our runaround track up here. It's a 5-mile-an-hour track, so yeah, got a good bit of it killed. That's great. This is a little over 2 weeks later since he sprayed it. All right, and they also had a contract company come in and do a lot of weed trimming. They've that contract company also did a lot of brush hogging way over there. Try to keep this place cleaned up, which they do a pretty good job of doing that. So it's nice to see, and they weed trimmed all the way down. The switches down there. I weed trimmed around the switch, but they got the whole banks and stuff and everything. So that's pretty good shape. All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's show, and have a really good day.